they saved the best elite spec for last, at least in my opinion. We now got more information on the Evoker, the Amalgam, and the Conduit. And it is surprising how good they actually look. So, without much further ado, let's take a look at those amazing elite specs. As always, thank you so much for my generous supporters on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon that help me keep the lights on. But now, let's start straight away. So, this is just the reveal of the names that we got yesterday already, but I will also cover, of course, the blog post, what they told us in there. And you can see here in the background already the trailer playing. I think they look amazing, really cool skills and stuff. And I personally also think the gameplay that they explained, at least a little bit in the blog post, looks actually quite cool and quite interesting and very fitting to the classes. So without much yapping about, let's now go and look at the Evoker. How does it work? So the Evoker is apparently Norn and Kodan inspired. Makes sense. We already saw some glyphs on the Firefox and now this is confirmed. So let's take a look at the blog post. What do they say regarding the gameplay? You get now access to familiars, which are dependent on the element that you actually specialize in. So really interesting. I don't know how exactly that will turn out to be, but apparently you will get access on an F5 slot depending on what element you actually specialize in. Probably you will only be able to swap that out of combat, but it's not completely clear to me through this blog post. So you will have some kind of earth toad, you will have some kind of bunny in air, you have the firefox in fire, and you have some kind of otter in water. They will have specific attacks that you can charge up by using attacks during this, and they will charge up faster if you use specific attacks that are those elements. So the corresponding elements in, like for the Firefox, would be fire. So if you use 3 fire attacks, that would be fully charged. If you use 6 other attacks, that would also be fully charged. And then you can use that and use the Fox's skill. And they will also have another skill, which is the empowered skill, that will unlock after using the basic skill 3 times. And then you use their full potential, whatever that means. A really big attack probably that does a lot of damage. For the Firefox, we will know it. I will get to it in a second, but it looks really amazing, to be honest. Really cool idea. And the best part, I skipped here already, the attunement skill for that element that you have the familiar out will have a significantly reduced recharge time. So that's really interesting. So that is, I don't know how long it will be, maybe even different for each game mode, but that will be interesting because we already have fresh air, and now we get something like that very similar for the other elements as well. So you can easily swap into fire multiple times to proc, for example, the fire aura, or go into earth to proc the stability multiple times. Really interesting. I think looks amazing. I think that looks like the most build crafting and build defining elite spec that we had until now. And I'm really happy to see that for Elementalist to get something like somewhat close to Viva. Let's hope it is somewhat cool to play as well, but it looks quite nice from the mechanics. So I already teased. They gave us some idea about the Firefox, how it plays. And the basic skill is called Ignite, and it's just like a fire attack that does some damage, burning. Yeah, makes sense. And it's an AoE skill, of course. After using Ignite 3 times though, you get access to Conflagration. And this is an interesting attack, but because that makes the fox appear and jump through a target, will inflict some burning, and that's the cool part here, spreads any burning from the target to nearby enemies. There is a limit to this, so it's not like absolutely crazy, but I hope it will be high, because that looks really cool, that you can spread burning from one target, like Epidemic or Necromancer, just for burning only, to other targets. If all the skills for all the like animals or familiars, whatever they are called, that you can summon are something cool like that, I'm really looking forward to playing. That will be amazing. Really, really fun. I'm really hyped for that one. I hope you're hyped as well, because I will cover that, of course, in all the upcoming videos as well. So don't forget to subscribe, because we will get a nice live stream on Friday where I want to get a deep discussion going in my upcoming videos. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to leave a like. But now let's talk about the Amalgam, which is the Engineer Elite spec. And it is crazy, to be honest. It's actually insane. You now use some kind of oozes to get more power. And this mercurial mold, so it's Azuran based, is very much altering how your baseline engineer skills work. So you will not have access to your normal tool belt skills. Apparently you will have some kind of utility skills, and you have on top of that specific tool belt skills that you can exchange for whatever you want. So there is like a pool of, I don't know, maybe 8 attacks, maybe less, that you can choose your tool belt skills from, and you have your utility skills that you can choose as well. And they are looking quite interesting. So from defensive ones, from aggressive ones, everything is in there. It's very flexible. They didn't say if it will be supportive or it will be some selfish DPS bruiser spec. I guess both of it will be in there. But apparently you can use a massive sword, you can go into some kind of invulnerability or evasive form when you go into some kind of ooze pedal. It's really interesting. It looks really fun, probably really strong in competitive modes, to be honest, because of all the tankiness that you can get and the flexibility. I'm not sure how strong it will be in PvE, probably quite broken at the release in terms of damage. But like I said, I'm not sure how supportive this spec is. So the Elite Tool Belt skill is also very interesting because the Elite Tool Belt skill is replaced by Evolve. So it will be not like the normal Elite Tool Belt skill where you just have one selected. No, it will be something that depends on how much you actually, which other attacks you chose. And those benefits are very unique. So that means that if you have like a specific combination, you will get, for example, super speed or quickness, or you can stun enemies. So it's really, really like changing very much depending on what you selected. It's really interesting with this Mercurial Mold composition that to change your whole gameplay and the whole elite skill. I think that's really cool. I'm not completely sure how it works. And the cool part here as well, Amalgam will get access to stances, so you can actually get some really good relic there as well. And I think stances might be even aiming to be shared or something with the traits. I mean, it's not in here, but it could be. So looks quite interesting. I'm really like excited to play this. Looks really promising for Engineer and really like fun to play with. And now let's talk about the last elite spec, and it's the Conduit. And it's really interesting. You channel now Rasa, which is not a dead being. So you will channel this one, and it's, as they put it here, very multifaceted. And I can actually really see that because it's amplifying the connection of the Revenant of the specific legend that you summon to the mists. So it's really like you have Rasa and you have another legend that you summon, for example, Shiro or the Dwarf, and this will be empowered by the Rasa legend or the traits that you have and the skills, so that you can actually make even more use of, for example, stability of Dwarf or of your aggressive Shiro stance, so you can get even like go and specialize even more into those specific like traits of those legends. So really cool. I think some people actually asked for that and predicted that, so good job on you. And there is another mechanic that is called Legendary Affinity. So how does it work? So if you use a specific skill that on a specific legend and you stay in this legend, you will get affinity. And this will be getting by skills only that cost energy, makes sense. And each point of affinity that you have increases the duration of Cosmic Wisdom, which is a skill that empowers your stance that you're currently in, so your legend. So if you're an assassin that they mention here, you will get bonus power and bonus movement speed if you use this. Really, really cool. So you can build up a very strong passive bonus by using a specific staying in a legend. And as soon as you swap, you lose all affinity and you will have to build it up again. So really cool concept, so that you actually get more like in tune with the legend that you're in. Sounds really cool. Just the passive aspect of this legend. And then you will also have the resonance effect in the legendary entity stance, which is, so to say, Rasa stance. That means that you will get a specific bonus if you have the corresponding legend equipped in another slot. So you have like each different utility skill has a specific legend attached to it, as far as I understand it. And if you have a specific utility skill and use it, and it also has the same affinity, so to say, than the legend that you have in the second legend, you will get this resonance effect, and it will just make it even better than before. So for example, Beguiling Haze normally is a shadow step and does a quick attack, and if you have the legendary assassin stance, so Shiro equipped in the second legend, you will get an area effect that is not requiring you to have a target, so you can actually use it as a shadow step to just teleport and strike all enemies in the vicinity. So looks really cool empowerment, and I actually really like design like that. And I hope there is really, really cool other things as well. And in the trailer, they also mentioned that they will drawing power from monks and dervishes, so they actually tried to actually implement those names that we predicted to get elite specs from in the new legendary Rasa stance. So I'm actually quite hyped about this, and I think the lore guys will actually enjoy this as well. I hope the gameplay is as promising as it sounds here, and I'm actually quite excited. I can't wait until Friday to see how it plays out and see all the traits. But as you can see, it's like I'm hyped up, and I hope you are hyped as well. Let me know your takes in the comments down below. By the way, if you did not pre-order the expansion yet and now you're convinced to do it, be sure to use my referral link is in the description below. for no additional cost for you, you can support me. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks again to all my supporters. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video.